I'll tell you where we are. We are live. How about you, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Live call-in show. I'm your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Today is Sunday, November the 5th, 2023 at 6:30. It's already dark outside because everybody remembered to set their clocks back last night, correct?
Yep.
All right. There's a little pause there. We're going to get to the phone calls as quickly as possible. 701-779-9585. We're going to answer any questions. We're going to address any comments to help me do it all again this week. Mr. Cole Pinkston, Mr. Zach McInnell. How about you, fellas?
How about you?
McKinnell.
How about you?
Yeah, about you. Jhead, once again, is big dogging us. He's big dogging the big dogs.
He's too good for us, man.
That's man. You know, it seems like after a win, he doesn't care about being on here. He's only here for the drama, right?
Yeah. He wants to drag the team through the mud when he can.
Jhead is presently 35,000 feet above sea level. I think he had to catch a flight home for some family matters, thinking about big dog Jhead. We're going to get to the phones as quickly as possible. Auburn did beat Vanderbilt on the road yesterday. Looked decent, pretty decent, right, Cole?
Hey, I think my score prediction was 31-17. I was close.
Listen,
so close.
I nailed it. If everybody was taking betting advice from me, I told you that take the points.
Yeah.
Which meant take Auburn minus the points. Automatic winner. Do exactly what I tell you. I mean, do exactly the opposite of what I tell you to do. Hits every time. I told you take Vanderbilt in the points. Boom. Winner. If you took the opposite, as I encouraged you to do. Auburn, real quick, Cole, Zach, thoughts on the 31-15 win at Vandy?
Yeah, that's what you need to do on the road. Go take care of business. Defense was lights out again. I mean, really, I don't think enough credit's been given to them yet. Gosh, they played good, and they're thin, man. They're so thin. Linebackers gotten better now that you got Keys back in the mix. I thought they blitzed well. They got pressure. I mean, look, Vanderbilt's obviously talent deficient compared to Auburn. They're not there. They're not where Auburn is. So I thought play calling was sort of interesting at times, but they have decided to roll completely with Payton Thorne, and I think a lot of people are pleased with that, honestly. There are a lot of Robbie Ashford fans out there, deservedly so, because he's fun to watch, who are going, I think that's the right call.
Yeah.
I think that's the right call.
That was the first time all season we didn't see Robbie at all, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Not one play, yeah.
Zach, what did you think, big dog?
I think it was good because we were kind of critical of Jarquez about 2-3 weeks ago. And that was, career day for him. I'm with Cole. We talked before the show. I just don't think the defense got enough credit for how well they played. I mean, they got after the quarterback. They forced a lot of negative plays, created those. And then offensively, I thought offensive line played really well. The wide receivers, though, man, the drops are concerning. That's going to get you beat this weekend against Arkansas and Bama. And then I told Cole, too, the one takeaway for me is the offense was efficient at times, but we get caught in third and long way too much. I want to say Justin posted it was like third and like 10.2 was the average third down for us. That's not going to get it done against Bama.
Wow. Auburn did have, I think, 400 and something total yards of offense. Let's see, total offense, 424. And Zach, the drops were seems like on the road it's either Payton or the wide receivers. They never gotten to the same. They're never on the same page. So man, and I couldn't believe the graphic. I don't know if y'all caught that graphic during the televised during the game, but it said Auburn had like the second or third fewest drops in college football. Did y'all see that?
Fewest?
That's what it said.
It can't be after this weekend now because they had 5 or
at least 5. At least 5.
No, there's no way.
That's what I thought. I thought it was BS. To be honest with you, I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was second or third most. I'm believing.
I wonder how they classified a drop. They had to have like some weird criteria where if the ball wasn't placed in a certain area analytically, they didn't count it as a drop because there's been way more than that. I feel like there's no way.
There were some drops earlier in the season where the defensive back was around him, and in my opinion, if the defensive back gets credited with the PBU, you can't consider that a drop. Right. By the way, man, I'm a little stuffed up. The weather is here this week, and I'm about right here. All right,
I'm having the same problem.
Yeah, I just went and loaded up on Dayquil, NyQuil, and Mucinex. All right, Zach, get us to the phones, big dog.
We'll start here. No introduction needed. 5810.
All right.
Fellas, Anthony from Montgomery.
It's about time, big dog. We've been looking for you.
Let's hear it.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Can you hear us, Anthony? We good?
Can you hear us?
Hear me?
Yeah, we got you. You got us? All right.
Anthony from Montgomery, how y'all doing tonight?
Very good. Very good.
We're doing great, Anthony. What's on your mind tonight, big dog? Talk to us about that game, that win at Vandy.
Hang on. I don't know if he can. For some reason, I don't think he can hear you guys.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, big dog. What's up? Can you hear me?
I don't know what is
I don't
going on.
think
Anthony should be able to hear us on the show, right?
Goodbye.
Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna restart the room, and he's gonna call back in.
Okay, call back in, Anthony. Oh man,
You are the only participant in the conference.
Yeah, it's kind of like my love life. Anything else jump out? Payton Thorne. While we're waiting on the calls to come back, Payton Thorne.
Yeah, I can go ahead and tell you. I grade the quarterbacks every week, and it's one man's opinion. I'm not trying to act like I know everything, but I know a few things. I know what's supposed to happen on certain plays and schemes, and I'm telling you, he's probably going to grade high again. Pretty good, except for that. Gosh, that interception was as bad as I've. There's no way he saw that guy.
You think the sun was in his eyes?
I don't know. I got nothing on that one.
I remember they showed it up close to him when he was like, "Oh my god," he was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, he's like, I can't believe. Yeah, it looked like he was surprised by that.
Right.
But I mean, I didn't love that decision by him either. Just throwing it out to that flat.
He expected it to be open, and it wasn't.
Well, he probably looked at it and didn't see a black jersey for whatever reason, and go, well, he can pick up the first down after he catches it, but I like throwing it beyond the sticks on plays like that.
Dude, I brought this up, Cole. Why, if it's 3rd and 6, are you running the 3-yard hitch? I hate that. And I hate throwing it to the. I know you know how I feel about sideways passes, dude. I hate it. If you come up with an offense and one of the ideas is I'm going to throw it 25 yards to the left, I don't get it. I mean, I know sometimes it works, but how often does it really work? Like 80% of the time, it doesn't work. And not only does it not work, you lose yardage. Auburn long. I guarantee. I would love for somebody. I know this is impossible to go look at Auburn's. What they're not lateral. What do you call the passes to the side, Cole?
Like a screen,
the bubble screens, or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
quick screen. Go look at every time they've called it. I would love to see the net yardage on those plays. I guarantee you, it's in the red. Guarantee it's in the red. Zach, do we have some phones?
Yeah, we got everything fired back up. We're going to try again.
Hey, you know what? Before we do, Zach,
hang on 1 second.
Hey, before we do, I forgot Jessica again. Okay. Hey, yes, I'm sorry. All right, folks, listen. Looking for a house, looking to sell your house, looking to buy a house, look no further for the help you need. Her name is Jessica Andrews. She's with the Talents Group. Give her a call, 334-704-4442. She is a 5-star realtor. Just ask Cole. He doesn't know, but he'll tell you. You can still ask him, by George. Selling your house, you can absolutely do it. She's definitely like a 6-star selling agent. Really can get that done. She's also got the network to find the house you need, maybe sometimes before it even gets on the market. So give her a call, man. Jessica Andrews with the Talents Group, 334-704-4442. Tell her we sent you. All right.
I'm ready for Jhead to come back. I like it when he does that better.
Yeah, he's
Oh, yeah.
he's a little better high fiver.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Kel, Anthony, can you hear us?
All right. How y'all doing tonight, man?
All right, big dog. Talk to us.
He
I
keeps
said,
saying
talk to
mute
us.
and unmute. I'm not sure if y'all can hear me, but I can't hear y'all.
You can't.
you can't hear us at all.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
How
yes.
y'all doing tonight?
Yes, doing great, Anthony.
Y'all doing all right tonight?
Yeah, he can't. I think he can only hear you, Zach.
Yeah, I don't know
Hey.
what's going on with that.
Ask
Yeah,
Zach. Ask him.
I can hear y'all, but it's going in and out.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
Interesting. Well, Zach, you might have to.
All I can hear is
Let's
clicking.
hey Anthony. I know you can't hear me, but maybe if let him call back. Let's go to the next caller and see if they're having the same problem.
Yeah, Anthony, we'll get you back right after this next caller. We're gonna see if it's a problem with the software or a problem with just like our connection.
Okay, I got you, man. I'll call back in.
If
All right.
not, Zach, you might just have to spearhead us on the callers there because
Yeah, I might have
Yeah.
to. 1973.
Oh,
You're live. Who we talking to? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Cameron from Wetumpka.
All right, Cameron from Wetumpka. Welcome back, big dog. What's on your mind tonight?
Hello.
Man, yeah, man. Nobody wants to hear me.
guys.
Is it something on Cole or my end?
I mean, I can still give a question if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
You guys can get on the questions.
All right. Awesome. So I was just gonna ask. Somebody had brought up in boards that Perry and Riddick they were at the Bama game. I just wanted to know if our mods had heard anything, if there were real smoke, if they were actually like helping recruit Ryan Williams to Auburn, or if that was just kind of a way to make us feel better about them attending a Bama game. But I just wanted to ask you guys that, and I appreciate what you guys do.
Hey, that's a good
Appreciate your
question.
call.
Cameron, appreciate you, big dog. So
that's a good question.
Cameron is alluding to the fact that five-star linebacker commit DeMarcus Riddick, five-star wide receiver commitment Perry Thompson, both were in Alabama Saturday night to watch the Alabama LSU game. There were a couple of posts. I think Rice DP said something about BOL was complaining they were there recruiting for Auburn, specifically Ryan Williams. And then, of course, today it was, they're going to flip. But no, I have not heard any reason for concern, that is, other than, hell, they're visiting Alabama.
Yeah,
But
you
go ahead,
always
Cole.
got to be concerned on visits. I mean, that DJ Barber too, by the way, visited Ole Miss official visit, which I'll have some more on that later. We can talk about that at some point. But with Perry and DeMarcus, I think, man, listen, those guys are as solid to Auburn as I could, as anybody in the class. I mean, I've had personal conversations with them, people around them. It's just like, I mean, they're done, But it's a really good game. Alabama LSU, hard not to want to go to a game like that. That's number one. Number two, I don't know if there's recruiting. I doubt they would probably do that on their turf. I don't think they would do it personally.
Not
They
openly.
Yeah, not like hey, parading them around and trying to act like
No,
they may
they're
have a
buddying him
conversation
up.
with him or something. But
Yeah.
of all the visits that can be taken, I'm just not overly worried about these, and that's just the way I feel about it. I just know too much about what they're wanting to do with Auburn, and it just doesn't worry me too much.
Here's the thing about Alabama and those two guys, in-state five-star kids. Dude, they didn't see anything Saturday night at Bryant-Denny Stadium that they haven't seen 3 or 4 times already. Okay, they've been there. They've done that. Every time you go to Bryant-Denny Stadium on a big game, Alabama's usually coming out the victor the last couple of years when these guys were recruitable. These guys did not see anything Saturday night that they haven't seen multiple times before. The positive here is, if there is a way to be negative, was, of course, them being there. But they'll be back for the Iron Bowl. I mean, they're not going to make their decision based off of who's got the better environment. All right, they've already seen both of the environments. They've made their choices. I would be absolutely floored meaning shocked the hell and back if both of those guys don't stick with their Auburn commitment.
Yeah, me too.
And with the Ryan Williams, I'm leaning Auburn.
It's definitely 50-50, if not leaning one way.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly. I've got it 50-50. Probably ask me again tomorrow, and I probably say no, Alabama. So
yeah, that's the way it is.
But tonight, I'm leaning Auburn. All right, Zach, keep us going, Big Dog.
Hey, Zach, you might just have to say one question or whatever the case.
I just restarted everything again, so we're gonna see if this works.
All right.
5960. You're live.
There he is.
What's going on, Zach?
Zach.
Hold on, man.
Can you hear us?
Man, nothing much, man. Y'all system every time like when you end my call, they're probably gonna hang up the next caller, because that's how it was doing me when you hung up with Anthony. Both times I had to call back in because it hung me up too. So I don't know what's going on with that tonight.
Hey, can he hear me? Can you hear me, Edward? No.
It's just me and you tonight, old buddy.
Okay.
I know Jay Lee can hear me. I've been watching that. I see what's going on, but hey man, we in good shape, man. We done won 2 back-to-back. The morale trying to raise up a little bit, and I want to give a shout out to Payton Thorne, man. I didn't say it, man. It's too much Robbie and Thorne. Why everybody got to pick side, man? I'm going with the man that Houston chose. You know, it's too much of that going on, which I don't understand. I mean, I give a shout out to Thorne because, in a way, Thorne called Hugh out 2 weeks ago when he said, man, when he said, man, I don't know why the hell he keep taking me in and out of the game. I can run the ball, man. I ain't never seen nobody run no damn system like this that I wouldn't even know who to ask for advice. I think Hugh heard that, and that was Thorne's way of taking a shot at Hugh to really get it off his chest, and which made sense. So who's to say we wouldn't be in a lot better shape if they wouldn't have just picked one horse and roll with it from the get-go? I mean, I have no problem with Robbie Packett, but I said a while ago, man, I think his package was too big for in some moments. You know what I mean? And I still think there's a place for him in the offense. I think, there's a place for his package, but picking and choosing and flip-flopping, that wasn't getting us nowhere because we wouldn't get no cohesion at quarterback and wide receiver. I mean, right now, that game yesterday, I was kind of disappointed in some guys because they literally begging somebody to step up at the wide receiver position. I mean, these guys getting opportunities after opportunity, and dropping balls, jumping before the damn ball even got to you to jump. I mean, we don't have a go-to receiver. They giving everybody ample opportunity. Man, go take the job. We need somebody to catch the ball. And for whatever reason, they not getting it done. So kind of look, which I kind of figured that anyway, then they're a complete makeover for that position coming going into next year. Because what you got now ain't showing yesterday. I mean, they can make some plays at time, but you want to throw the ball. And I can't throw the ball. I ain't got nobody I can trust to catch the ball. Ball hitting you in the hand. You're dropping balls, but Jenny, I know you can't hear me, man. I can hear you. Creed more out early this evening, man. I'm shooting a half MOA, man. So I'm ready for that buck to step out. I'm gonna put the 270 up this year. I'm gonna stretch out this 6'5" Creed more.
Hope you're good at
43 grain.
Hope you're good at tracking.
I'm gonna see what they do for me, but y'all guys have a good night, man. I'm listening to y'all talk. Oh yeah. Hold on. But back what I was saying, Cole, about the running back rotation. I heard your show the other day, and I agree. Playing multiple running backs, I mean, it could help you in recruiting. But what I was referring to more, when you get one running back that's hot, that's not the time to be rotating. Roll with your hot hand. Like you get one to rolling, they ain't running the ball 15, 20 times. No way. I mean, don't get a guy that got the hot hand and shit. It's too dry before you put it back in the game. That's the part that I was scratching my head. But now, man, you got a hot Jacquez Hunter. He running the ball pretty good. And hey, I know the young buck, Cobb, he the younger one in the group, but they got to find a way to get him more touches because when he ball in his hand, good thing happens. So that guy got to become a bigger part of what they doing on offense here. Cobb got to become a bigger part than what what he is right now because he can make things happen, man. And I like that kid. I love that kid. But I say I like my defense. I know Alabama beat LSU. Man, I like my secondary matchup against them. I like my matchup in Jordan Howard with them. If I can go to Arkansas and scratch and claw and get me a win and beat New Mexico State on a 4-game winning streak, I like my chances again. They look last night. I like my chances in Jordan Howard. And y'all guys have a good night, man.
Appreciate you, Edward. Cole, do you feel better about Auburn your 7-win total after Saturday, or do you? Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do. I think Auburn could go get a win at Arkansas. I really do. I think they got enough to win that game. So, by the way, I want to say to the running back thing, Edwards, that's a good point. I didn't disagree with Edward, but I talked about what he said earlier in the year where he thought the running back rotation was a little bit off, which I really do believe the first half of the year there was so much thought about how this looks to recruits. How does this look to recruits? How are we being perceived so far? Because we're going to lose a couple games. We feel like, how do we perceive that recruits want to come play here? And I think that running back rotation was part of it. That, and they had to find somebody because Hunter was somewhat in a funk, and it's hard to blame him. He went through, a lot trying to get ready to play, but now he's the guy, hot hand. Absolutely. You're doing it the right way. You see less of Austin, you see less of Batee, and both of those guys deserve to play. But hey, when he's going, man, you can't take him out of that rhythm.
He averaged a first down every time he touched the ball the other day. I think he averaged
those 2 big runs were, huge.
Chuck was 9.6 yards a carry.
Yeah,
183 on 19 totes.
That's right. He was very good.
I will say this: Edward mentioned it. They finally threw a jump ball to Camden Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little rusty. Other than that, he had a good game.
I will say I got to go back and look at it, but I do think the throw needed to be out in front a little bit more, and they came back to that post 2 more times. Amari Kelly dropped one on that post.
Oh, that was when you could see the frustration in Payton's eyes. Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, he's frustrated. This goes along with my theory that, I mean, you don't forget how to play football when you transfer. That doesn't happen. 6,000 yards, whatever. I think the dude's been a little more advanced than maybe some of the guys around him. Is that fair to say? He's missed some throws. He's done some bad things. But, man, I mean, he's pretty efficient and accurate, which I was called a clown for calling him accurate. Well, he's accurate.
Auburn probably wins by 3 or 4 touchdowns if Amari makes that. I know Rivaldo missed a couple. Camden missed time to jump. I don't know that was that a drop.
Yeah,
I counted it as a drop. But I think he came back. He had 4 catches, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. He was good on the short stuff.
Yeah, 4 for 25.
I think one of those plays he caught it and then maybe somebody missed, broke a tackle or something, got a first down. It was a really nice play.
He's gonna be good. You got to think, man. He should be a redshirt freshman. All right,
that's true. That's true.
He should be a redshirt freshman. All right, Zach, keep us going, big dog.
We got Anthony left. If we're gonna take him, and then let's shut it all down and try to figure out the issue.
Okay, that sounds good.
Talking. Anthony, you're back, man. You're live
with Zach.
All right, what's up, Zach, man? All I want to say is, man, give me Payton Thorne with a full spring, a full summer in the offense. I came on here about 3 weeks ago when I said that he had mentally checked out. That's all everybody heard because they went crazy on the corner. But I said,
sorry about that, dude.
His big mistake was he came in with the mentality of Payton Thorne was the veteran guy, and they didn't give him time to go through no growing pains and get into the system because he didn't run that. He didn't run that system at Michigan State. So now they gave him the reins, and you see he's getting more comfortable in the offense. Think about it: if you put those drop passes end, we talking about Payton Thorne throwing for maybe 350 and 3 touchdowns. This a whole different conversation.
Mhm.
Everybody going crazy tonight when
Yeah.
if you add in those big plays, just Omari Kelly and Cam Brown misjudging the ball, you add those in, that's another 80 yards plus on top of those drops. You talking about Payton Thorne throwing for 300 plus and 3 touchdowns with that Omari Kelly. So go get him a true number one receiver in the portal. Start Perry, let them freshmen play, bring back Barr, bring back Fair, and let's see what Perry really can do, man. Because I feel like he's getting better each week. And then you give him a whole spring, a whole summer, and let him ride into the next season. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So that's all I got, man.
Well said, Anthony.
Yeah, very good, very good. And I will say, Vanderbilt's defense is not very good.
Okay.
Arkansas's defense is, I'm not going to say leaps and bounds better, but definitely better. Okay. So he is going to get a pretty good test with that still but I think Anthony made an awesome point when he said they didn't give him a chance to really shake the rust off and get into the offense and get into rhythm. They never got into rhythm. He's been subbed in and out the whole time.
It's I just don't. Listen, I've just rarely seen it work, man. That's why I hate that. I hate it.
I don't like it either.
It's very difficult. All these swapping and rotating quarterbacks, offensive systems. If you got two, you don't have one. Isn't that what they always say?
Yeah, exactly. But they have stopped completely.
So you feel better about Payton Thorne?
Yeah,
on the road.
On the road, I still think Arkansas is a little bit of a different animal.
Sure,
when you're going on the road for this for the situation.
So you think Auburn wins two of the next last three?
Yeah, I think Auburn. It's close. I do think Auburn can win that game. I really do for some reason. I'm not negative on that. I know it started off at like 2.5 like a week ago, but it should be different right now.
Call it 3 right now.
Arky -3?
Yes.
Oh, so a push. So it's basically even. I think Zach even said it's usually a field goal for the home team. Interesting. I watched Florida, Arkansas. I was impressed with what I saw from Arkansas.
Yeah. They're not bad.
I was impressed with what I saw from Auburn's defense. The offense is so inconsistent. I just don't know what to think, man. I just don't know what to think. I'm still at 6-6 right now. Zach, I think you were with me at 6-6, weren't you? All of us were at 7-5. I went down to 6-6 after the LSU game. I think Zach came down there with me. I just don't know.
It was after the LSU game.
I just think there are a couple strengths. The offensive line is a strength to me. They can go to battle with anybody, it seems like, and they're doing well. And you just got to get behind them a little bit. Those big runs, those explosive plays. Think about the course of the game and how big those plays were. You weren't getting those explosive plays a year ago. It wasn't happening. You can forget it.
That's true.
So you get those. You're talking about points.
Untouched too.
Yep. One of them, the first one was, and then I think it was an inside zone play. Connor Lew jumped up to the linebacker and took care of that, and
I noticed it.
Off to the races. Yep.
Okay, so I'm looking at the Bama game. They're a lot better than they were 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Yes, they are. Unfortunately for Auburn, they are hitting their stride right now. And what once looked like a winnable game doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah, I think the line right now is Alabama double digits. So I'm like you. I thought Auburn was going to be better, and they're getting better. They're just so inconsistent. You don't know what to think. What they're going to do at home against Alabama. They could finally all click.
Yeah, I wonder how much Hugh Freeze believes in what you've said, Jeffrey. Where this first year is like a mulligan, right?
Yeah,
it is a mulligan. It's not like a mulligan. It is.
No, absolutely.
You're not getting fired. You're not getting fired. There ain't no way. So if you're thinking about how you want to continue on and how you want to avoid getting fired and be really good at Auburn, you're probably not thinking so much about winning every single game and looking perfect on offense this year. You're trying to figure out how to get more players, and that's what they do, man. I actually heard that this week there was a little bit more emphasis on the football side of things than on the recruiting side of things, and they felt that the win against Vandy on the road was very important for recruiting too.
Absolutely,
and that's true. That's true.
Absolutely.
You got to win some of the games. So
you got to beat Vanderbilt. I don't give a shit. You know, I don't care. You got to beat Vanderbilt. Let's see. Gosh, I had something to talk about. We were talking about Vandy. I tell you what, man. I mean, let's be honest here. The main goal of this season is getting to a bowl, right? You're win away, and hell, even Hugh Freeze after the game was like, "Hey, man, we're almost bowl eligible." I mean, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal. Mike Norville won 3 games his first year, so getting to a bowl. I think it's 15 extra practices. I think is it 3 weeks?
Yeah, and that's important. That's really important because they think that a lot of these freshmen that they have are going to be pretty good, especially the DBs. I don't know if y'all noticed, Colton Hood played a lot.
Did he?
Not a lot. He played a little bit.
Huh.
24 is his number. You can go back and see him. And they've played Terrence Love on defense to this point. They played J.C. Hart a little bit. I think they're doing some kind of rotation with the DBs so that they can make sure they're all red shirts, but still play, if that makes sense. They get 4 games.
How about, listen, this has got to be said. How about Auburn down to their last play of keeping the streak of turnover going?
Yeah, that's great.
The very last play. That was crazy.
And I think Nehemiah Pritchett's had a great year since he's returned from his injury. Not being talked about a lot. He's kind of like the DJ James last year. You didn't hear his name much, but he's killing it in coverage. And that pick was due to a really good call on defense. I think he was sitting there waiting for it. It was perfect.
Speaking of DJ James, did he not have a really good game yesterday? Is he not on an island really good one-on-one coverage?
He's a pro, man. He's a pro. I hate to be that guy, but I had to go back and look at my article that I wrote about DJ James, my analysis piece on him when he transferred to Auburn from Oregon. His best game at Oregon was against Ohio State. Jackson Smith and Jigba. They had – who else they have? Chris Olave, who plays for the Saints now. He was perfect in that game almost. And that's when I went, yep, he's a pro. Because those guys are pros, and he just covered them. That's a pro. It's very simple. And he's doing it at Auburn.
Wasn't he lined up against the pro? Wasn't the kid he was covering from Vandy?
Will Shepherd, yeah.
Well, yeah, there you go.
He can play.
Zach, you got us going again?
I believe so. We'll see.
We'll give it hell.
Yeah.
We'll give it hell. If not, we'll go to chat.
Yeah, we got some questions to get us through at least.
Okay. A camp game. I'm sure it'll be covered Wednesday. But what's the feel on Zion Grady announcing this week? Zion Grady, the 2025 4-star edge, outside linebacker from Troy, Charles Henderson, if I'm not mistaken. He is going to announce next week. Cole, I think you said Alabama a week or two ago. That's where I am. It's not Auburn.
Yeah, I went as far to put a pick in for Alabama.
Did you?
I did.
Okay, there you go. Mm-hmm. I agree with Cole. I know Auburn was not very confident a week ago, and nothing's changed. Lance Morgan, I've tried calling it. Oh, he tried calling in. Yeah, man, I apologize, fellas. It ain't nothing we're doing. But anyways, but do we need to have any good tight end recruits on the board? Absolutely. I think after this weekend we need to go all in on some receivers available. Well, you've got Michael Smith, Kylan Fox, Amir Jackson, Roger Saliapaga, four, and Caleb Odom to a certain extent, but all 5 of those guys, and really the first 4, if you can get 1 or 2 of those, you've changed that room. You haven't really changed it because the room's not bad, right? I mean, Michael Raleigh Ducker's not bad. He's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But yes, I think tight ends in this offense they're eating it up. They're seeing what Auburn's doing with the tight ends. Wide receivers already got Perry Thompson, already got Bryce Kane, already got Malcolm Simmons. looking to add Cam Coleman, looking to add Ryan Williams. And even if you don't, you still got 3 guys who can play next year. Very talented guys.
And Auburn's offense is tight end heavy right now. And I'm talking about guys with hands on the ground, all this. Actually, the touchdown to Rivaldo Fairweather, he lined up as a traditional tight end, not a slot like he does a lot. Had a hand on the ground, attached to the line of scrimmage. He runs a corner route. He's wide open and takes it down the sideline. It was a great play. But they're doing that a lot right now because they don't have guys like Amir Jackson, Michael Smith. They have Rivaldo Fairweather. They split him out a lot. That's why they like to do that. I think they want to spread things out more and get out of this 2 tight end set and all this all the time because it opens up your running game, but it also it gives you these big jumbo receivers out there. So Amir Jackson, Michael Smith, Kylan Fox, those are – I mean, I feel about 90% confident they're going to get one of those guys.
Me too. I think so. I do too. And then you think about the tight end room, but Luke Deal, Brendan Frazier, Tyler Fromm.
Dude, yeah.
They've been really good this year.
They're very good. Strength. It's a strength.
Do you know Jhead would know this, but maybe you do, Zach or Cole. Are any of those 3, can they come back?
I actually think they all can.
I think so too.
I think we debated that a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And the ones that are listed as seniors have the grad year left or the COVID year.
Yeah. So all 3 of those guys.
Year, by the way, is become very confusing as we continue on. But from my understanding, it is if you were playing college football in the year of 2020, you get an extra year.
It does not count.
If you were in the class of 21, you came in late. You don't have that COVID year.
Back to normal, right? Yep. Do we have any callers? Do you want to try it? We just want to stay in the chat.
Yeah, we're gonna try this.
Okay.
This one caller.
Okay.
2457. You're live. Who we talking to? Where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? This is Sky calling you from Leeds, Alabama.
Oh, Sky. What's happening, Sky? Oh, Charles. Yeah, you can't hear us.
Yeah, you can't hear Jay Lee or Cole for some reason, man. So you can ask your question, say whatever you need to, and we can communicate through me.
I got you. It's all good, man. We'll work through it. Yeah, I just wanted to chop it up a little bit, man, and talk a little bit of recruiting, and give Cole some props on the update on the kid from Mater Dei High School in California. That's some really good news. So his latest update, but wanted to see about linebackers, Bradley Shaw, or like what are we doing at linebacker? And that's pretty much it, man.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thanks, brother. Bye-bye.
Okay, so Jeffrey, you kind of started it with DeAndre Carter with the good news there, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm just now getting – you put this up right when we went live, so I have yet to look at it.
I kind of piggyback. I mean, I just dug into it a little bit more after I saw your news and we talked about it, and then what the positive news I got back was, it was positive what I got back about DeAndre Carter with Auburn. I think they're going to finish with him. He's going to be in the class. I feel good about it now.
If the only reason I would be concerned about DeAndre Carter from here until signing day is if he goes back to Texas. If he doesn't go back to Texas, this is a done deal. He's coming back with his whole family. He's already purchased the plane tickets. They had a Zoom call with him last week. This is going extremely well. Auburn feels extremely good about it. And he's coming for the Iron Bowl, which is, I think, 3 weeks before signing day. So unless he goes back, he goes back to Texas, you're tightening up a little bit back there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Look, it's going to go down to the wire. Don't get
probably
me wrong.
Regardless.
Don't get me wrong. I just feel good about Auburn signing him.
Me too. And Sky wanted to know about linebacker Cole.
He said Bradley Shaw specifically. I'm gonna tell you, Auburn's not. That's not going to be the landing place for Bradley Shaw unless something crazy happens. He's. I don't know all the details. I just know that Auburn feels really, really good about DeMarcus Riddick, DJ Barber, and Joe Phillips. And then they're going to have they want to get 3 to 4 in the next class, and they're going to look in the portal a little bit. So I don't think they want to overhaul too much in 24. And if I'm gonna tell you guys, this coaching staff, they are so against reaching. They ain't reaching.
Yes.
Okay. And what I mean by reaching is if they're on the fence about somebody, they ain't taking them. They have to love that kid's film. They have to love everything about that kid to say, you're coming to Auburn. I'm going all in for you. And we've talked about Bradley Shaw 100 times, and it's, I always made the comment on him, hey, they talk to him, they recruit him, but they're not kicking down the door trying to get to him. And that's when I knew probably not happening there. And that's the way that the staff operates. And you see in recent weeks, guys like Fat Burnett and Jaden Lewis are not a part of the class anymore, and that wasn't necessarily their decision.
Yeah. I mean, I think Gorgeous or somebody had asked me the other day. Basically, I mean, it says 16. I don't think Martavius Collins is going to sign. I think Auburn truly has 15 commitments right now.
There too.
And listen, Cole, your words that you just used as far as reaching goes,
yeah,
is the exact wordage that was told to me, dude. It's like I'm not reaching for that. We want to feel good, and they feel great about guys like T.J. Lindsey, even Dimitri Nicholas, Malik Blockton. I'm going down the defensive line. They love those kids. They love the linebackers. They love their defensive backs. Now, here's what concerns me. Auburn has 5 offensive commitments. You've got 3 wide receivers, a quarterback, and an offensive lineman. That's it. I'm not counting Collins. You got 5 kids committed in your offensive class. I wonder, like, and not a lot left. 1 or 2 tight ends. So you're expecting them to hit the portal for a lot of these kids, right?
Yeah, they're gonna. That number's been. Jhead and I have sort of thrown out that 10 maybe in the portal, but they got the whole year to work on the portal, and I do think that they're going to get more than 10 at this point.
I wonder how many high school JUCOs they're going to sign on the offensive side of the ball. Because they've got 5, you got to think. Got a guy like Khalil House, a JUCO offensive lineman. Maybe another wide receiver or 2, but we'll leave it with 1. Definitely a tight end. I really think Auburn signs a running back.
Did you say Khalil House JUCO?
And a JUCO.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So another offensive line, high school guy, another there it is. Sicko. Hey,
yeah.
So 2 offensive linemen, 1 high school, 1 JUCO at the least. I mean, that's just a guess, but we think 2 there. Another tight end at least. I think Auburn ends up with a running back before it's all said and done, but who knows? And then another wide receiver. So maybe 5 more, 7 at the most. So now you're looking at an offensive class, high school JUCO, of 10 to 12. Not a lot left. And then on defense, maybe another defensive lineman, maybe an edge. You got Laquan Robinson on the verge. Not a lot left. That's 3. I'm almost thinking Auburn's high school junior college class, that's about 23 right there, Cole. 23 to 25. It's going to be around, it's about 10 more, right? Wouldn't you say? 10 to 12?
Yeah. It's got to be.
High school JUCO. And then you're adding, 8 to 10 in the portal, so now you're taking 35 total. That's a lot of damn people.
It's going to be a lot.
That's half the team again.
There's going to be attrition, too. Don't forget about that. You're going to have it. That's just part of it now, guys. You're going to lose guys, and some of them might not. Some of them, they may be going, hey, you know what? I don't feel bad anymore talking about this as a business.
Mm-mm.
You guys are getting paid. I don't care. It's a business.
Right.
If you want to be a business, you're going to be treated like it. You might be asked to go look elsewhere.
$10.99.
And you know what? It's not malicious. It's not malicious at all. It's part of the business now. You're trying to win. If you don't do it, you're going to get fired by not having, who you want there. That's how it goes now. That's what we've created here with NIL. I hope you like it. You Enjoy it, Tyler.
Oh man, I couldn't get it. The balloons coming. All right, there's Lance Morgan
I
back.
want to say though, it's not malicious when they tell a guy, you know, we may not have a spot for you. In fact, it probably excites them. Hey, I get to go be recruited again. You know.
Yeah, I'm back on the market. Man, what's that single? I'm single again.
Yeah.
Go through that hoe phase. Be taking them official visits every weekend, boy. Is there any JUCO recruits we're looking at wide receiver wise that can make an instant impact? Deion Smith is the only one that I'm aware of. He's a kid in Mississippi. He's the number one wide receiver in the country. JUCO. I don't think Auburn's pushing for him. I think I wouldn't.
I tell you what, just my opinion, and
okay.
This is I don't know everything about him. I don't know his personal life and all that. He was at LSU. He's at JUCO now, so something happened. Obviously, that's something you look into, and maybe that's what Auburn. There, every once in a while, guys come along where I go, you know, if Auburn doesn't get that guy, I think they're going to be sorry. I feel that way about Deion Smith.
Oh yeah,
that dude's going to be good if he can keep it all together. If he can handle all his business, he ain't got a problem on the field. That guy's a baller.
Okay, Deion Smith. No wonder he's ranked number one. J Nation. Have y'all heard anything on Deron Reed? The only thing I heard about him is that he didn't travel.
I've heard a rumor going around that he got in trouble somehow. I can't confirm it. I don't have any confirmation on this, but I don't think he's on the travel squad anyway. I don't think he has been all year. So
okay.
That doesn't raise my eyebrow that something's wrong. But I think it was Justin that said he was not seen at practice when he went Tuesday, and that doesn't mean he's not practicing. It just means he didn't see him.
Sure.
But we don't really know what's going on right now. I expect him to play some this year. Obviously, y'all know I put my stamp on him and said this guy's the real deal. I still think that. I've heard great things about him as a player. And I talked to people about him, so I haven't heard anything. I just don't know right now.
I couldn't help notice Zach's FAMU hoodie. I hear you, big dog.
Oh, yeah, man. Going to the SWAC championship this year. Clinched the first one since they joined the SWAC, 3 years ago. So they're rolling right now.
No doubt. They recruit well. They're all over Twitter. I know that.
I'm trying to think. No, Florida International. I'm thinking of Rock Bellantoni, one of my favorite coaches ever.
FAU, Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there an FIU or is it FAU?
No, it's FAU. FIU is Florida International, and they had who was the old Miami coach that was down there for a while?
Was Schnellenberger?
No,
Howard Schnellenberger.
It was
Bob Davis or something.
Yeah, it was one of the ones in the 2000s that was terrible.
Yeah,
went down there and
I can see his face.
Al Golden.
Oh, Davies or.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It was the guy. What was thinking? This is a good question. Jair Shorter, he's getting no playing time. I don't think he had. I don't even know if he played. I don't think he got any targets.
Someone in the chat said they announced him as a starter at the game, but then he didn't go out with the ones.
Listen, whoever's trying to decide who the starters are at receiver, it's just a crapshoot. I mean, just throw a name out there. It might be the starter. Who knows?
Yeah. Payton Thorne was announced a starter against Mississippi State, and I think Robbie actually got the start, didn't he?
Holden Gerner was announced as a starter last year. Do you remember that?
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember the Sean White, John Franklin, and those Jeremy Johnson teams where every week it would just be chaos with who they announced the starters?
It would be like John Franklin or so or.
And then Chandler Cox got snaps at quarterback at one point. So
the Cox cat.
Oh man, gotta love it.
He had a good pirouette. I don't know.
Pirouette.
There you go. That's it.
I think that's it.
Alan Brooks wants to know: did I hear right about that Fat Burnett decommitting, and who else running back are we looking at?
You heard that correctly. He has decommitted. Fat Burnett no longer part of the class. He is open. Well, first he said he was going to open things up a little bit. Then he actually went through with the decommitment, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
So he's decommitted. I just put up an intel piece on with a couple running back names in there. We've been talking about this a lot. David Eziomume from Clemson. Oh, not from Clemson. He's committed to Clemson. He's from Georgia. That's the guy they love. I mean, he's priority number one. I don't feel all that confident that they're going to get him though.
My confidence took a big hit in the last week.
Yeah,
Man, they look good this weekend.
he could show up at the Iron Bowl though. That's the crazy thing. I mean, it's sort of I don't know how to read that one, and you're not going to get anything out of his camp.
Yeah. But yes, you talk about reaching, Cole, and you brought it up. Go ahead.
I wanted to mention that on the Jair Shorter thing.
Oh,
on that question, that was, you know what? Jair Shorter's a good player. He was the leader in the FBS in yards per reception last year at North Texas, as you know, and a lot of our members on the corner like to help anybody remember SEC is different. And when you make the transition, it can be different. For those that follow things really closely, Rice, wherever you're at, perk your ears up right now, Rice DP. You may remember when Jair Shorter was visiting, we reported, hey, I don't know if they're going to take this guy. He's going to visit, but he's not exactly 100% a take right now. And then he was ready to commit when he left. He actually left telling them that he committed, but they weren't quite ready to take him yet. This is probably an example of a guy that they may have reached on a little bit. That was a good. You caught the mute there real fast.
go, man. At least I can breathe now. I want to clean that off my wall, but I can breathe.
But no, Short is an example of a guy that they were on the fence about. I know this. I talked to folks that were trying to make the decision. They were on the fence about him. They ended up taking him because they thought they needed more receivers, and that's just not how they're going to go about things now. They don't. They had a trial run on that style, and that ain't it.
Sky's back. He wants to know how many freshman wide receivers will start next season. All three will play of the ones that are committed. I think at least one will start.
Yeah, Perry. Yeah. I feel confident that he starts. Or
would you throw Ryan in there if he reclassifies and commits and flips to Auburn?
Absolutely, and Cam Coleman.
Yeah, those are all starters, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's my guess. Cam Coleman's a starter, Ryan Williams is a starter, Harry Thompson's a starter, and listen, Bryce Kane and Malcolm Simmons, they ain't no joke, man.
Bryce Kane's having a ridiculous year this year.
Yeah, he is.
They're hosting Auburn this Friday, if I'm not mistaken, in Mobile for the first round of the playoffs, right?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Because Auburn won that tiebreaker between, I forgot what other two teams were in that like race to the last week up there, but
all right, CJMH08. What about some of these other freshman D line guys? So it would be Deron Reed. It would be
Wilkie Denard.
Oh, Wilkie. I keep forgetting about Wilkie.
Steven Johnson.
Yeah.
Quintrell Travis, I guess, is kind of he's a JUCO, but you can put him
new
in
guy.
there.
Yeah. What about him?
I think he's asking, like, are we going to see them play this year? Is what I'm assuming. That's kind of where the conversation was going based on the chat.
Nope, not this year. Not going to see them this year. They're pretty. I think they're. I'm not going to say they're good, but they're going with the five guys you're seeing: Jason Jones, Walker, Falk, Marcus Harris, Lawrence Johnson, and they really don't. They don't stray from that. And it's a very thin rotation, and that's why Hugh Freeze doesn't sleep at night.
Yeah. I was looking at the to make sure we got everybody. Yeah, that looks good to me. Do you still think Waller flips? Jamonte Waller, the 4-star outside linebacker from Picayune, Mississippi, I think.
Yep.
Is he from Picayune? Yeah. Committed to Florida. Has visited Auburn a couple of times, including for the Georgia game. I think it was the Ole Miss game. He came out for the whole weekend. Cole, I think you've even got a flip prediction in for him.
I do.
Still feeling decent?
Wouldn't have put it in if I didn't.
There you go.
I think it could happen in the coming weeks.
Okay. Should I get a story ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Man,
I went back and looked at all my drafts.
Got some bangers in there. I've done some of the best analysis that you will never see. But I think you're going to get to see one on Waller.
I am leaking. All right, Patrick. When do we expect to see some of these flips come through? Early signing day will be here quickly. Let's see. Let me tell you, Patrick. Early signing day will be here. What's today? Let's see. Wednesday. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks from Wednesday.
Is it the 20th?
20th.
December 20th? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 6 weeks from Wednesday. I think you'll probably see a couple leading up to it. I don't think it's all going to go down on the 20th.
No, I tell you what, man. Freeze has a flair for the theatrics. So you might have to wait for a big day like that.
Well, I still don't think it'll be all on one day. I think it will be like, you know what I mean? Like he's going to space it out to maximize the publicity, the media coverage. He's not going to stack it all on one day because people are going to be getting lost. Yeah, you get lost.
Last year, Connor Lew flipped in December before signing day. Quintrell Travis flipped or didn't flip, but he committed whatever a couple days before signing day. There were some others. Excuse me, what's his name?
Clay
Wheaton.
Oh, Clay, yeah.
He flipped before in December.
I forgot he flipped.
That was a December flip.
Michigan State?
Yep, Michigan State. Colton Hood also flipped from Michigan State in December before signing day. A lot of December flips before signing day. It was Kay and Lee and Keldrick Falk on signing day.
And listen, I know this. I don't think there's any recruits listening, but dude, don't announce on signing day. Do it the day before. Do it 2 days before. You're going to get lost. It's not going to be that big of a deal. All right, Patrick. Good stuff, though. Brandon wants to know, will Payton Thorne be the quarterback next year? Zach says, hell no.
Oh, no, I was shaking my head because we get this question like 4 times a week.
Or will Auburn look for another quarterback in the portal? I don't know.
It just depends on who's in the portal, right? Because, I mean, if a really good quarterback, like everyone's been talking about Cam Ward potentially having an extra year, Michael Pratt potentially having a grad year, like if someone like that level enters.
Who's the kid from Mobile, Duke?
Riley Leonard. Him too. So if
somebody with some knowledge on Riley Leonard this weekend, by the way, like real
anything interesting to say?
Real intel, they would be shocked if he left Duke. And this is somebody that knows what they're talking about.
There you go. So is he the starter? I mean, is he? I thought Anthony made a really good point. This kid's been here for 4 months. Not really, but it seems like it. Yeah, I guess he has. September, October, November. Less than 4 months. What did he get here in August? I think he actually arrived in July, but he didn't start practicing until August. Remember, he was throwing in the summer? And I remember talking to the wide receivers going, man, we don't have anybody like that on the team.
Yeah.
So we knew he could throw the football. We knew the wide receivers loved him.
Yeah.
He just didn't know the system. And like Anthony said, how is the Payton Thorne, the 6,000-yard Payton Thorne? We know he's got the potential. Is he the one we see next year after a year in the system and getting used to these guys?
Well, I think bottom line is you're going to have attrition at quarterback.
I was going to say, you got to go get one.
Mm-hmm. As we've said, Hank Brown probably staying. We don't see him going anywhere. That's a guy that Freeze brought in. Gerner and Ashford are not, so they are the ones you're watching really closely.
Right.
If let's just give a hypothetical and say they both leave, Auburn's bringing in a portal quarterback.
Yeah.
And also you got to have competition. Don't just settle on a guy. You're going to have competition. Payton Thorne understands that. Robbie Ashford, he's dealt with it over the years.
It will definitely be the story of the offseason once again. Who will it be if they do? But yes, I'm with you, Cole, and I think Jhead would. He said this a couple of weeks ago, but you're going to lose at least one. You're bringing in Walker White. He'll be here in January. He'll go through spring. So the numbers will be the same as it is unless you lose another one. But I'm like you, dude. You've got to have two guys you feel comfortable starting competing for that job. Maybe Holden's there next year. Maybe Holden's there in the spring. Who knows? I don't know. If he doesn't leave. All right, let's keep it going. Because I just don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to that. Jeremy. With JD and Reed not traveling this week again, Cole cleared that up for us. Any chance we'll see new names on D-line and or DB from high school ranks in the 2024 class? Always a chance. Yeah, I mean, but not because of that. I think Auburn's set on taking some guys. I think we would feel that with the transfer portal.
I mean, the best thing about the staff to me so far is their understanding and awareness of how to build a roster. Bottom line, they're going to do better on numbers than I think staffs at Auburn have done.
Buck 50 wants to know how are we feeling about Cam Coleman with A&M continuing to falter, better with every loss.
I think it was our Florida site. He was at Florida this weekend for the Florida game, and I think he will be returning for an official visit. So
here's what I was going to say. I feel better about Cam Coleman not going to A&M. I'm still not I think I've got him at 25 or 30 on the hot board, and that's with him making 3 visits to Auburn in the past 2 weeks. So I'm not gung-ho on this flip. I think a lot still got to happen for him to end up at Auburn. But the first thing that has to happen is A&M's got to shit the bed, and they got Turtlehead. I mean, it's happening.
Could it help if Florida lands? Because aren't they recruiting, was it Jeremiah Smith really hard? Like if they land 1 or 2 of those big wide receivers, that could help. Because then
absolutely,
are they going to have room in that? I mean, I'm sure they would make room for Cam Coleman, but would he want to go into that class?
Yep. Florida's going to end up with a good class, by the way. They have a good class right now. They're going to lose a few, I think, as we talked about earlier. I think they could lose 1 to Auburn, maybe 2. I don't know that for sure. That's the way it seems to be trending right now, but they're going to end up with a good class. Don't worry about that.
Oh, let's see here. Sean wants to know, Cole, what did you think about Zeke Walker, Austin Keys yesterday? I noticed Zeke Walker, Cole, he was on the top half of the tackling.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll give you some numbers on Zeke. He had 5 tackles, 3 solos, a sack, 2 tackles for loss. That's a damn good line for a kid that hasn't been playing a lot.
This was a great game for him. This was this played to his strengths a little bit more the way Vandy does things. They know they can't run right at you, Vandy. They tried to go to the perimeter a lot, and he held the edge very well. So that's what he does. He's an edge holder. He's not a guy that's going to run down a play to the sideline, not a pass rusher from the edge anyway. So he did his job really well. Austin Keys, I'm glad that you brought that up, Sean. He is – all right, so they had to roll with Asante and Nixon earlier in the year when Keys was not playing, and that was fine. Both of those guys played really well. Nixon's smart linebacker, good in the box, physical, but he can't run like Austin Keys. And when you're talking about talent deficiencies and, hey, I'm worried about talent, this is why I'm doing my game plan because we don't have enough talent, Austin Keys brings the talent level up in that linebacker room. You saw a play, I think he broke up a pass or whatever over the middle of the field. Dude, Austin Keys is twitchy, and he's big, and he can play in the box, and he can play in space. That's the kind of linebacker Josh Aldridge wants moving forward. He's perfect.
I heard every word and I agree. Oh, let's see here. Tyler for Justice. Oh, TJ. I guess without getting too detailed, what caused KJ Bolden to plummet on the hot board? And really don't have any details other than that's the intel I was given that night. It's
always been a long shot, right?
I agree. I think I bumped him up, but I didn't have him at 30 or 40 after he was.
Yeah, I don't think you ever went above 40.
Okay. But yeah, I put him back down. I do not. Same goes for Zaquan Patterson. I know he'll be back. I'm sure KJ will be back. There's just not the confidence at Auburn plummeted.
We're going to do a list for the Iron Bowl, but it'll be a shorter list. Guys who aren't coming.
Right.
It's going to be loaded.
Here's who couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And anybody else, and they're not on this list, just consider them there.
Yeah, exactly.
We called up, Zach?
Yeah, called up.
Dude, listen, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We did manage to get in Anthony and Edward, always fantastic. Sky and Cameron were too. Fantastic callers. We're going to get Jhead back here Wednesday for the recruiting show. Let's see. Auburn's going to be away next weekend, but Laquan Robinson, the number 1 junior college safety in the country, is going to be committing on Friday. Cole and I both expect him to commit to Auburn. Let's see here. We could see a commitment. I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn picked up a commitment in the next week, besides Laquan. Week or two.
Other than Laquan,
yeah, in addition to Laquan. So, as always, keep track of it, man. Cole just put up an insider. I was reading through it, dude. It's fantastic, man. If y'all haven't read that, go get caught up on the recruiting at Auburn Live on 3. I think there's still the special of $1 for your first month. You cannot beat that, folks. Go check it out. Again, if you're in Auburn or Opelika looking for a house, looking to sell your house, give Jessica Andrews a call with the Talents Group, 334-704-4442. We're going to be back next week, folks. We're going to be back with Jhead. We're going to be back with maybe above the weather. Man, because I tell you what, next weekend is youth hunting. I'm going to take Brooks hunting. So better be this is good timing. I'm going to have this cold all week, and then it'd be better for Friday. So let's see. Auburn at Arkansas.
Yep.
Cole, what do you think about that, Zach?
Oh, I like our chances. The problem is if Arkansas gets hot, you see what could happen. We talked about that last week. If KJ Jefferson starts clicking, man, they can beat some top. They beat Florida this past weekend, so I think they're going to be riding high. But I think if Auburn plays their game, they should win. But right now, I would say like I'm about 60% Auburn right now for that game. I don't think it's going to be an easy win though.
I'm about 60% Arkansas. Could ask me again on Wednesday, ask me again on Thursday. But right now, I was impressed with Arkansas.
Yeah, they look good.
So we'll be tracking that too, man. The Auburn Arkansas game, big. It's a big game for Auburn. It really is. It could be the difference between a 6 and 7 win season.
Yeah.
So, anyways, hey, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everybody for watching. We apologize once again for the technical difficulties. We'll be back next Sunday night, ready to go with Mr. Jhead and Mr. Zach in the back. Other than that, we'll see you then, man. I gotta take me some more NyQuil.